up? This is Brian Shaw, and this is the Power Project. I'm taking over from Mark Smelly Bell because I can. And I want to say that it's about time a real man took this over so you can learn some real information. So I get asked a lot about being so massive and how to gain size, how to gain weight, how to gain strength, all these things. And to be fair, the first thing with this is that you have to eat. And when you talk about eating, a lot of people don't understand what real eating is. So they have these little portions and they, plan them out for the whole day and say, oh man, I ate so much, I can't eat anymore. When I was first trying to gain weight, I literally would eat until I was sick. And then I would stop eating when I was about ready to throw up and I couldn't eat anymore. And I would wait 2 hours and then I would do it all again and eat until I almost could not take another bite. And that's really how I started to gain weight, because I hit plateaus just like anybody else, but you have to work through those. And the only way to really do that is to keep eating. So putting on size, really it just is as simple as calories in versus calories out. How many calories do you put in your mouth and how many calories do you expend? So when you're really working hard in the gym, you're gonna burn more calories, but you need to put those calories back in your body plus more to gain weight. So, I mean, that's really the first thing. First and foremost, before you even talk about training, you have to be eating. And we're talking a lot of protein, we're talking a lot of carbs. Don't really monitor the fat because you're gonna get plenty of that anyway. But really, I mean, what it comes down to is calories. So try to eat as clean as you can, but if you need to throw some sauce on something, or you need to maybe throw in a pizza at night or something like that to get some extra calories. When I was first starting, I didn't worry about it too much. Really, just as long as you're getting protein, you're getting carbs, and you're getting fat at every meal, that's what you want to do really every 2 to 3 hours all day long. So when it comes to portion sizes of meals, you can either be a bodybuilder or you can be a strength athlete, and you really need to separate the two. Obviously, bodybuilding, those guys have different goals than what I have. If you want to be big and strong, you can't worry about your macros too much. You really just need to worry about putting food in. I would say that most of your meals should be upwards of 1 pound of meat. And I know that sounds like a lot, but when you cook a pound, it cooks down to about 12 ounces anyway. So really, if you're putting a pound in your body, it's about 12 ounces of meat. And yes, that's a big portion, but if you train yourself to do it, you can do it. And really, it comes down to mental power. When you sit down, you have to be focused on eating, all right? If you're not focused on eating, you're not gonna get all the food down. If you're casually doing it, I often tell people when I'm eating, don't talk to me. Don't bother me. Right now, this is my job to get this food down. And as soon as I'm done eating, then I can talk to people. If you're really focused and this is a big goal of yours, then at times you're gonna have to get focused. And I've had to fire myself up before meals. I've had to get in the zone to say, you know what, I'm not hungry, I'm not ready to eat, but it's time to eat and I have to do this if I wanna get better. So if you're really committed, all these excuses about, oh, I can't eat, I'm full, I can't do this, I'm not hungry in the morning, all of that goes out the window and you make it happen. If you want something bad enough, you make it happen. And that's really, at the end of the day, that's all you have to do, is you just have to decide how bad do you want it. If you really want to gain weight, you'll find a way to get it done. So you might ask, what do I eat? Because I'm telling you to eat all these big portions and all this. What do I consume on a typical day from the morning until I go to bed? And really, what it comes down to is, I'm not going to break down every meal, but at the end of the day, I consume about 5 pounds of meat per day. I'm eating on top of that pasta, rice, potatoes, some different type of carb with every single meal. I consume eggs. I consume a lot of different types of things like peanut butter. I'll throw in that depending on how many calories I'm trying to get. And sometimes, occasionally, I'll have a cheat meal. And a cheat meal for me is something like a whole pizza and some cheesecake, something like that. I'll do that occasionally. You don't want to get stuck on eating all these junk foods, but what I would recommend is, before you have a big training session, if you have a big event training day or a big deadlift day, a big squat day, have that cheat meal the night before. That would be my recommendation. So if you split that all up, it's a lot of food, but I break that down over 6 to 8 meals. So it's a little bit easier for me to get through it. And like I said, just every 2 to 3 hours, like clockwork, you just have to do that all day long. So depending on my goals, At the end of the day, I'm consuming 8,000 to 10,000 calories roughly, and that's it. I'm Brian Shaw for the Power Project. Get out there and start eating.
Thanks for watching the last video, guys. If you want more content, be sure to subscribe, like, share it. Leave your comments below on what you thought. If you want to see more content from the strongest gym in the West, be sure to click up here. And if you guys want the best gear in the powerlifting game, all the strength sports, Slingshot, right over here.